So I found a hidden gem here in the heart of Makati. So with a spring in my step and a hungry tummy, it is time for me to find out if I can get a table in this crowded little restaurant. The place is packed, which is a good sign for good food. But I'm lucky enough to get a seat and even have a chat with Spring owner Susie Lee. Susie is a third-generation restaurateur, descending from the famous Hao Wan restaurant in Chinatown. Spring is her new take on Chinese eatery, featuring a fresh and healthier spin on traditional favorites. So you're talking about the authenticity of course, the food and your history. And what differentiates this? Like, I've noticed that this is like a pop-out. And I have this all the time.
Yes.
But this looks extremely different than what I usually do.
Yes, it is. It is slightly different. We still use the guapa one, but we try to be playful with it. So we call this the hairy pig.
Stuffed with Chinese sausage, scallion eggs, pork floss, and veggies, this is Spring's playful take on the traditional pork belly.
So if you notice, this is it's slightly healthier than the pork belly, where you have like a slab of the fat. We try to make it lighter, and there's greens.
When you think about Chinese food, like, you can't help but of course think about, like, it's usually like kind of really greasy.
Yes.
I mean, I love it, but this one sort of looks like it's nice and fresh and springy, as you say.
Yes.
Okay, so now I'm gonna take a nice big bite. So good. I love Chinese sausage. I love hairy pigs now. That is so weird, but I do.
So next is the La La Land lumpia or popia. The popia is really it's a Singaporean dish. It has sambal, it has sweet soy sauce in there, and shrimps and all that. So it's a bit more savory and spicy than the traditional lumpia that we're used to.
Okay, so I'm gonna pick this up. La.
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 Eat it la.
So good. It's like so tasty. The great thing about lumpia also is like a full meal and basically your
Yes,
lumpia.
it's very healthy. We have sports buffs, models come in and they have lumpia for every meal that they have because it's almost carbless.
You'd think I'd stop after a full meal, but there's more. Susie introduces me to jiaqiangmian, or Chinese spaghetti. Ready?
Yes.
So now, whoa, okay.
Yeah, it's springy.
Springy.
Yes.
I love everything
Yeah, it's
springy
spring.
here. It's springy. The spring in these noodles is due to the fact that they are made fresh every day, which is actually rare in many Chinese restaurants these days. This is challenging my chopstick skills, but
Yes.
I'm excited to try them. Okay. I kind of get what you mean about it being like Chinese spaghetti, because our local
Yeah.
spaghetti just sort of has like the meat bits and
Right,
everything, and sort of a slightly sweet taste.
Yes.
And this kind of does that, of course, in a more oriental flavor.
Yes.
My journey through the fresh flavors of spring is topped off with a special treat. So this is one of the sweets that we're having.
This has so far has garnered quite a cult following over here at Spring. It doesn't really last long. Once we produce a batch,
It's done.
yeah.
So what is this called?
This is called the salted egg lava pao.
Lava pao?
Yes.
Okay.
And
So cute.
I think the lava will explain itself once you try it.
Is there any way to eat it? Like, do I bite into it?
You can bite into it. You can cut it in half.
Okay, let's try this. Biting into these petite paos oozing with a golden, salty, sweet custard, you immediately understand the mystery and delicious surprise that can be found inside a hidden gem. I think this is perfect, and like, I've never actually had Chinese food that sort of introduced me to new sort of flavors that I've never really had. Like, this did blow my mind, and it just ended my meal perfectly.
Thank you.
And it really just gave me like new idea of spring. It's like I feel like Bambi's gonna come out now after eating that. Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna eat this last one if you don't mind. Susie has been whipping up traditional Chinese dishes since she was a kid, having grown up in her family restaurant. So today we're going to be trying one of the things that she makes, which is a signature fresh lumpia with the help of Agnes. And as you all know, I have a strew of disasters when it comes to making food, so hopefully this one will go better than expected. So Agnes, how do we begin? We start with some peanuts and dried seaweed. Top this with a heap of fresh lumpia and lettuce. Add some more lumpia, peanuts and seaweed. Then finish off with cilantro and garlic. Fold it, roll it, cut it, and ta-da! Now that wasn't as tough as I thought it would be. Well, okay, I cheated a little and got Agnes to help me. I think I'll leave lumpia making to the experts. So I couldn't help but leave this place without getting more of that salted egg lava pao to go, and I guess this is why people keep coming back and back again, because I can't even leave without food in my hand. So thank you for this reintroduction to Chinese flavors, and now it's time for me to eat this in the car.